Hello goddesses, welcome to this video, and as you can tell in the title of this video, these are 12 things you goddesses should know before you turn 30. So this past year I turned the big 3-0. If you are going to be turning 30, or if you're in your late 20s or in your mid 20s or even in your early 20s, since I've existed for 30 years, I feel like this is important information you goddesses should know. Anyway, with that being said, let's dive in. So at number 1, please do not take advice from people that are not living the life that you desire, or they are not doing what you want to do. I remember when I was living in California, I was like in my late 20s, and there was this guy that I was like kind of, I wouldn't even say like dating, but we were just going out. During this time, I was like in my full business with my pole business as well as being a content creator. He gave me a piece of advice that actually ended up getting my account in the red. Mind you, he was not a content creator. He had a 9-to-5 job. Ever since that moment occurred in my life, I realized I will never ever take advice from people that are not living the life that I desire or doing what I am doing. You need to like not even really take it with a grain of salt. Just let that bounce off of you, whatever people say or do or whatever. To be honest, some people may try to steer you in the wrong direction and it will be a setback. Everything happens for a reason, but I do believe that really did set me back because one, I was monetized on Instagram, and after that situation occurred, I was no longer monetized. So with that being said, do not take advice from people that you do not desire to have their life, or they're not doing what you want to do. So at number 2, this I feel like is so important. Budget your money and track your money. I want to sit here and say that I'm now in this field of my life where I'm taking my finances a lot more serious, in the sense of I'm budgeting my money. I'm learning about like financial literacy and understanding money, as well as like my debt and so on and so forth. When you don't really have an understanding of where your money is going, how much you're spending monthly, you're going to always be kind of in a place where you are going to struggle with money. When I was living in California, I was like paying $1,000 rent and all that and more. Like I was able to pay all of my bills, you know, pay for gas and my groceries. I had no extra money, but like maybe $20 left over. When I think back to that time, I remember when I started sitting down with myself and budgeting, and this was just before COVID, I understood like where my money was going and like maybe certain things I had to like cut back on and whatnot. Then COVID happened, unemployment, getting like decent money from that, especially living in California. I wish during that period, even with the money that I was coming in from unemployment, I mean, that's how I was able to start my business. But I wish I definitely budgeted my money a lot more. But here I am at 30, and I realize how important it is to budget your money. There is a video on my channel that you goddesses can check out, is how I go about budgeting my money. It's not as hard as you think it is. It's just that you really need to set time aside. If you have goals and ambitions, you know, that you want to move out and you want to maybe go on a trip and stuff like that, you have to be serious with yourself as well as with God and with the universe to let them know that you're really serious about locking in on your money and understanding your money and financial literacy overall. A book that I do definitely recommend is Rich Dad Poor Dad. I didn't read all of the book, but I read halfway through, and I want to sit here and say the information that was in that book made it so apparently clear to me, understanding how money really works. A little synopsis: there is a rich dad and then there is a poor dad. Both make $50,000 a year. When it comes to the poor dad, he is always like struggling with money, while the rich dad is very frugal with his money and very aware of where his money goes. Both of them get to a point where they're both making $100K at their 9-to-5 jobs, right? Poor dad is still struggling with $100K. Now you think that is a lot of money, but it's because of your mindset. It's because you are not watching what you are doing and you're living above your means and all that stuff and more. Goddesses, please start your journey with budgeting your money. If you are in your mid 20s, late 20s, or in your 30s, start budgeting your money and taking it serious and understanding where your money is going and things that you may have to start cutting back on. At number 3, health and wellness goddesses. I want to make this clear. I'm really, really grateful that I started my pole fitness journey when I was 24 because my body is tea now. I'm starting a new fitness journey where I'm making sure like I'm lifting weights because, you know, we working on a natural BBL here. But with that being said, I want to make this clear. Please start working on what you are eating, what you are intaking on your body, and start finding some sort of form of workout for you that you love. I started my journey when I was 24. Like I really took it serious in 2020. Here we are in 2025. My body is tea. And I am going to touch on like how you can really, really lock in when it comes to like fitness. So stay tuned. You need to take care of your body, y'all. Like 30 is still very young. I want to make that clear. Taking these steps in your 20s, it's going to pay off when you're in your 30s. Because I know people like make jokes, but it's kind of not a joke. Like by 26, your back starts hurting. And I'm going to admit, like now that I'm 30, of course, sometimes my back kind of hurts, but because I have been so disciplined over these last couple of years with pole fitness and just fitness in general, as well as my health and what I eat and all that and more, a lot of people can't even like reach their toes, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't stretch, they don't work out. And it's not even just about working out. It's literally like stretching your body and making sure you're moving your body in some way, going on a walk. Like y'all need to take care of yourself now because your future self is going to applaud you and thank you. So start now. Take baby steps. You don't have to do anything crazy in the sense like you're gonna throw out all the junk in your house. I mean, if you want to, do whatever you want. It's your life. But at the same time, be realistic with yourself. At number 4, y'all, this I feel like is so motherfucking important. Skincare. Invest in skincare. Okay, I don't have any makeup on, by the way. I just have on lashes and some lip gloss. I want to make this so clear to you. I'm sorry that I'm clapping in the mic. Like, start creating a routine when it comes to your skincare. Do not play about your skin. So I do have videos on my channel when it comes to like what products I use and my system of how I do my routine. But I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. You need a skincare routine that is going to help your skin look rejuvenated, okay? Again, I have no makeup on. I only have lashes on, okay? My skin is flawless. It is glowy. And that... Oh, my dick fell off! Okay, whatever. Anyway. I don't even know what I was saying because my nail fell off. Going back to what I was saying, like my skin is glowy and that is because I invest in skincare, and specifically I invest in Korean skincare. It does take a lot of time when I am in the bathroom, but it is an investment to myself in taking care of my skin, okay? So I use an oil cleanser, I use a foam cleanser, then I go in with a toner, and I just have this whole thing. If you are in your mid 20s, late 20s, in your early 30s, I'm telling you, you need to start getting into a serious skincare routine. You may be in the bathroom for an hour. What did I say before? Your body is going to clap it up for you in the future, and you are going to say thank you to your younger self for your future self by investing in yourself and investing in your skin. You want glowy skin like this, babes? You need to start taking care of your skin. Okay, we're trying to look damn near in our late 20s when we in our motherfucking 40s, bitch. And I'm on my way. At number 5 is investing. Investing in yourself and learning about investing. When it comes to health and wellness as well as skincare, that is investing in yourself. And then getting into like investing into like stocks and stuff like that. I'm actually currently learning on how to do that. I'm not 100% in a place where I have invested in any stocks or anything just yet, but I know it is super important when it comes to like finances and stuff, and you know how to make, you know, extra money, and even investing in your business or creating a business. Always educate yourself first and foremost before jumping into anything, but investing, point blank period, whether in yourself and your finances, is going to pay off in the future. I promise you. Like I said, when I started my fitness journey, my body's tea now because I invested in myself when I was younger, when I was 24, 25. Please start looking into things, researching things, in investing in yourself as well as your finances. In other ways of like just investing in yourself, I recently bought a shower filter for my shower. I've been using hard water on my hair and on my skin, and that is another thing that is like a $50 investment, but it's so worth it because I noticed that my skin looks even clearer, my hair feels even healthier. So learn to invest in yourself. Yeah, you may want to spend that $50-$60 on, I don't know, maybe going to a concert, but is that beneficial for yourself instead of spending that money on a shower filter, some sort of skincare? You have to learn how to invest better within yourself, and then that will trickle into learning about investments into like stocks and other things. At number 6, this is extremely important to everything that I've shared when it comes to like fitness, skincare. Consistency and discipline are so important, okay? When you have discipline, that is how you succeed at life. That's how I've succeeded when it comes to many things like going on tour, doing music videos. Discipline is how you're going to get success in the things that you want in life. Even if you are having a day that you do not want to show up, you do not want to work out, or whatever the case is, when you create discipline, even when you are not at 100, showing up at 20%, that's what discipline is. Showing up at even 5%, that is what discipline is, okay? When you create that discipline as well as consistency, that is when your life is going to start to change. I feel like I'm the proof in the pudding of that when it comes to what I used to look like when I was tiny, but I've gained a lot of weight. My body has physically changed because of the way that I eat, the way that I take care of myself, doing fitness, whole fitness. But now that I'm starting to start working out more at home, I'm noticing a huge difference within my body because of the discipline and the consistency. When it comes to anything that you want to do, you need to create the discipline, okay? Like I said, show up at 5%. You're still showing up. That is how you're going to change your life. You can sit there and do all the talk you want, but if you are not doing the work and you're not creating the discipline as well as consistency, you will not see results. Everything's a choice. Whatever it is that you want, you can make the choice to show the fuck up, or you can make the choice to do it tomorrow. And then you keep telling yourself you're gonna do it tomorrow. And is that hurting your feelings? Is that a little too deep to the cut? I'm being honest with y'all, okay? I'm gonna always keep it a buck over here. So with that being said, you need to create discipline as well as consistency. So at number 7, comparison is the thief of joy. When it comes to people that you look at and you may compare yourself to, I want to sit here and make this so clear to you goddesses. You don't know what privileges that they have. You also don't know what access they have to things. So let me ask you this, goddesses. Do they walk like you? Do they talk like you? Do they move like you? Do they act like you? And I'm pretty sure the answer is no. And the reason that I say that is because it is so important to remind yourself to stop comparing yourself. I used to do that when it came to my pole fitness journey, when I was looking at all these other beautiful women that were doing these tricks and all of these things, and I would compare myself to them, and I would say, I'm never gonna get there, I'm never gonna get to that level. But I remember when I started asking myself the question of, do they move like me? Do they talk like me? Do they walk like me? I said no. And from there, my whole mentality started to change. I then shifted my mind to any time that I would see someone get on the pole or whatever, I would immediately get up and go get on the pole and practice because I had a pole in my house. You are someone that compares yourself way too often to other people. I want you to ask yourself every single time when you start doing that, do they walk like me? Do they talk like me? Do they look like me? The answer is always going to be no, because they are not you. You are you, and you're the only one that exists as you. Comparison is the thief of joy. Stop comparing yourself to other people because you are not them and they are not you. And that's on what? Facts. No printer. So at number 8, go to therapy. I have gone to therapy many times, specifically after my father died. We all have some sort of trauma. Even if you had a great childhood, there is going to be always some sort of trauma. And if you do come from a background where you do have a lot of trauma, you need to try therapy. And if you are someone that's a little like skeptical about therapy, it's just like the doctor. Like when you were sick, you will go to the doctors. If you're not feeling well, you will go to the doctors. It is the same thing, but just for your mind. And I want to make this clear that you are going to have to try multiple different therapists, because when I started my therapy journey, I had one therapist, the first therapist that I tried. I didn't really like her that much. It wasn't fitting my vibe. But when I went to the second one and the third one, I was like, oh, okay, I really like the second person. So I started going to the second person. So with that being said, you're going to have to like try different people when it comes to your therapy journey. It's just kind of like the doctor too, where you have to go to different doctors for different things. So overall, don't stick to the first person. Try other people. If you don't like your first experience, go to therapy. We all need it. So at number 9 is journaling and meditation. So something that I learned when I started going to therapy, I was already healing myself and I did not know that. And my therapist actually told me that I was healing myself when I was a child and even in a little bit of adulthood. And during the time that I started going to my therapy sessions, I also started meditating around that same time. If you are someone that's in a position that may not have the financial capacity to be able to go to a therapist, I know now a lot of insurance cover like therapy sessions, but again, if you are just in a situation where you can't really spend that extra money on a therapist right now, this is what I'm going to recommend to you. Start journaling. And if you do not know how to journal specifically, I have a shadow work journal that is for free, available on my Buy Me a Coffee. This is the first step to really tapping into your goddess self and understanding your past traumas and understanding yourself on a deeper level. And I just want to say also, when it comes to meditation, it's not about sitting in silence. I know that a lot of people have this conspiracy in their head that you sit in silence and you have to be silent within. Meditation is when you allow yourself to feel your emotions and let them pass through. We store a lot of feelings and emotion and trauma within our bodies. So that's why it's super important when it comes to shadow work, in particularly to understanding certain things that happened in your childhood that you still have locked up within yourself, and you're transmuting it on paper as well as with meditation, letting it pass through you. So my Buy Me a Coffee is linked in description, and again, my journal is for free. So at number 10, stop being nice. Now do not confuse this with being kind to others. I am personally not nice, because I have learned that being nice in particularly will get you absolutely nowhere you really want to be. Being nice has literally gotten people, certain people out in the world think being nice is a weakness. And not only that, being nice, some people think you cannot set boundaries, so they walk all over you. If this resonates with you, I'm specifically talking to you. And has nice gotten you into positions that you don't really want to be? Be honest with yourself. Okay, it's okay. This is a safe place. Be honest. So this is a time for you to learn how to say no. I know if you are someone that has been nice for a really long time, I know this is going to be a challenge for a lot of you goddesses, but you really need to start saying no. If there's someone that maybe you don't really like that much and they do come up to you and asking you like, oh, can you help me with this or whatever, and again, you don't really like this person and you're not very fond of this person, start telling them no. Start telling them no. And if they keep like pressing it and all that and more, you need to start saying it in a stern voice. No. Okay, like be serious. Okay, I know it's not going to be easy for some of y'all, but you need to start saying no, because it really does not get you the things that you want in life. It puts you in positions that you don't want to be in. So with that being said, I'm going to quickly share a story time with you goddesses. Like I said earlier, I am not nice, I am very kind, but some people will confuse kindness with niceness. So let's get into the story time. Once upon a time, was a dancer in the nightclub. There was this girl, Keisha. I had seen her on Instagram and she was an amazing dancer. We happened to be at the same club. She had been dancing dancing in the club. I was a baby stripper. We would talk. She would kind of help me out with things. But at the same time, anytime that she needed gum, she needed perfume, she needed a ride somewhere, I was very willing and kind enough to be like, yeah, here. It was me being kind. Remember that. I was kind. So there was a point in time that me and Keisha were going to this other club, and she was in the passenger seat of my car. I'm not gonna hold y'all. It was wild. So Keisha was like,
hey, can I send you like money to your like account because my Zelle is acting funny? And you can send this to my landlord. Like, can you do that for me?
I just pulled up to a stoplight, and I remember looking at Keisha, and I said to her,
why are you asking me? We barely know each other.
This girl leaned into the window clutching her pearls because she was not expecting that from me. So what I did in particularly is I told her, I'm not giving you an answer right now, but I will suggest you to ask someone that you are close to. And that was pretty much my answer, because straight up it was like no, because I made it clear to her. I was like, hey, like, we don't know each other. Why are you asking me this question? We just met each other like maybe a month or 2 months ago. I didn't give her a flat out no, but I said to her, I suggest you ask somebody that you're comfortable with and you know really well. You know, I'm not scared to be uncomfortable, y'all. Okay, I'm not scared. As we did continue this drive in the car, it did get kind of awkward, but like not for me. I can tell she was upset because she didn't get what she wanted from me, right? Start blasting music. Again, I'm not uncomfortable. It's not awkward for me because it had nothing to do with me. We get to the club, we go our separate ways. In LA, we get paid to dance in a club, so we had our break. As we're on our break, she does come up to me because we're about to like go get something to eat, and she apologizes and she says,
you know what? You were so right. It was so wrong of me for asking you something like that. We did just meet.
She confused me being kind for niceness. You are nice. They expect that from you, for them to ask you something like that, and you're going to do it. I am not the 1, 2, or 5. Hopefully that story can help you goddesses on way to kind of navigate with people that are going to try you in your face and how to navigate that. Always listen to your gut. Your gut is never wrong. There are so many things that I can sit here and share that my gut has told me things about people, and I've never been wrong about it a day in my life. And my biggest thing is, if I would have did something like that, I believe energy is obviously currency. I don't know what money problems and issues she would have had. If I would have did that, that would have stuck to my energy field of money. Because I'm very in tune with myself, and I'm in tune with my gut and my spirits and all that and more, I'm divinely guided. So when I hear or feel something, I listen to it, because I do have my ditzy moments, and I think that very much comes off for other people to sit there and think, oh, she's nice and maybe she's a little dumb. But y'all, when you listen to your gut and you listen to your intuition about people, you are never going to be wrong. Always listen to it. So at the end of the day, stop being nice. So here we are at number 11, and this is actually one of my favorite ones that I've come into in the last couple of years. Let them perceive you however they want to perceive you, because it's right for them. So overall, however anyone feels about you, it's right for them. It is not your job to make them understand you, and also to make everyone like you. And to be honest with y'all, I learned this in the 6th grade. This is when I cared for 2.5 seconds on what someone thought about me. And I also want to make this clear. Please understand that your existence, just your existence, will bother other people just by simply existing. So here's another story time. In the 6th grade, and you know how in the 6th grade you get your very first locker. So I was super excited about my locker. I'm an anime nerd, I'm an anime geek even still to this day, and I put like Yu Yu Hakusho in my locker, Inuyasha, Full Metal Alchemist, all the cutie anime characters that I love so much. And there was this girl called, I'm gonna call her Naj. She became my best friend. But anyway, when I opened up my locker, Naji was like the first person like to walk past, and she was like, oh my god, you're into like anime, like you like Inuyasha? And I was like, yeah. And we instantly became friends. Okay, so that was my first experience of being myself. I met someone that was into the same thing as I. So let's get to the point where I cared for 2.5 seconds on what someone thought about me and wanting them to like me. So there was a class that I had with this girl. I'm gonna call her Kita. Kita and I had the same class, and I had to go get something from my locker. Kita came with me. So I opened up my locker and she goes,
"What is that?"
So in my mind, I thought to myself that she was pointing to maybe an anime that she didn't know. And I was like, oh, that's Yu Hakusho or Full Metal Alchemist or whatever. And she instantly starts laughing in my face. In this moment, y'all gonna laugh at me. I don't care. I'm gonna look away when I say this. I was so embarrassed and I was like, that's not mine. I'm holding it for somebody. Get it out, it's your sister. Now stop laughing. I was embarrassed. Kita started walking away backwards slowly and laughing in my face. It was like an anime, which was so weird, and I never forgot this because it really affected me. After that situation happened, I wanted Kita to like me. So I remember having conversations with her where she was in love with Chris Brown, I was in love with Bow Wow. Cringe. I was like, okay, when I go home, I'm gonna print these pictures of all these artists. So like Chris Brown, Bow Wow, Omarion, I think maybe Jay Holiday, you know what I'm saying? Like all of these cute, artists. I then took the images down of my anime characters, but I did not get rid of them. I put them in the back of my locker where I hung my jacket up with myself. I was like, I'm gonna keep this to myself, like I'm not gonna dispose this version of myself because I love myself and I love anime. So I'm just gonna keep it to myself, put it in the back of my locker. But then I put the images of Chris Brown, Bow Wow, Omarion on my locker because I'm like, oh, she's gonna see it and she's gonna be like, I love them or whatever in my mind. This was in 48 hours. I planned this all out. I did all this. And now the 48 hours, she's walking to my locker, right? So I open up my locker and I remember in this moment, this is so cringe, where I was like smiling because I just know she's gonna see it and she's gonna like it. You know what the fuck this bitch did? She laughed in my face once again. And in that moment, I remember this so clearly and so vividly. She laughed in my face and started walking away backwards again, laughing in my face. And in that moment, I learned I will never give a fuck about what anyone thinks of me. If they do not fucking like me, they do not like me. That's it. And I was in the 6th grade and I came to that realization that people suck. This is why I sit here and say, let people perceive you however they want to perceive you. Even if you do try to have them like you or whatever the case is, they're always going to find a reason not to like you. And I think a lot of it was because she didn't understand anime, and I never got bullied because of anime. I just want to make that clear. I guess this was kind of a form of bullying. I learned because people may not understand certain things and they don't want to understand you, they don't want to get to know you, so they just make fun of you, they laugh at you or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, that's what I learned. I stopped giving a fuck about what people thought about me, and it has saved me so much time in my life, and I just stopped caring about what other people think about me. That's literally why I'm wearing pink hair right now. Instead of them being a decent person and trying to understand me, they just decided to laugh in my face. And it's probably because they have a preconceived notion about whatever it is about anime. But again, it is not my place to make everyone like me. Do not try and make people like you or understand you. Understand they do not want to, and that's okay. And here we are at number 12. And this one is my favorite one. It's okay to start over, babes. Listen, I understand when it comes to doom scrolling on Instagram, TikTok, and seeing how all these other people are living, especially if they are in their 20s and they're super successful doing all these things. I just want to sit here and make this clear to you goddesses. It will make you feel like you are behind. And I want to remind you goddesses, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. I want to make this clear too. People are going to project onto you, and just learn to let it bounce off of you, because people are going to sit there and say things like, okay, you're at this age, you should be married, you should have a house, you should have this, that, and the other. And that's what you should be doing at your big age or whatever the case is. The reason that people project onto you is because they want you to live their same life. A lot of people settle in life. I do not settle, and I've never settled in life. It's okay to restart. I feel that there are people that settle in life because they do not, what the hell? Because I'm like, we don't live on a main street. A lot of people project onto others because they have settled in life and they only know their perception in life. So it's like if you do not conform to what they're doing, they're going to project onto you. And I want to really, really make this clear to you. Some people will sit there and be like, oh, I'm just telling you because I'm worrying about you. You're all over the place. You're messy. Bitch, you're not God, okay? Like, bitch, I'm okay with being messy and all over the place because I'm still figuring myself out. I think another thing that is really annoying, that people think 30 is like really, really old. How I look at 30 is I've experienced all my 20s. I've experienced so many things and I've lived so many lives, really. I went to college, I graduated college, I moved out to Los Angeles, and I'm now back home. And I want to make this clear. When I graduated college, I moved out to LA the next day after I graduated college. I never came home. Here I am at 30, back at home, and this is exactly where I'm supposed to be right now, okay? We do not have the same journeys. These people that are telling you about you or saying that you should be doing this or you should be at this point in your life and da-da-da, they're not God, because it's God's plan. Always remember that, okay? Always remember it is God's plan. I don't give a fuck if it's your family, your close friends. Don't listen to them. If you are someone like myself where you have no kids and you are living back at home like myself, overall, you are restarting. You are doing the right thing for you. And also, I want to sit here and share, do not share your plans with anyone other than God or the universe or whoever you believe in. Keep that conversation of your ambitions, your goals between you and God, and put in those actions. And I promise you, you will see the results soon enough. And honestly, telling people your goals and what you want to do, they can very much steer you in the wrong direction. And there are many, they're not going to get the vision. And also, I want to make this clear, they are not going to either support you or even help you because they want you to be on the same level as them. Because babes, they don't want to see you level up. And you know why? Because once you level up, they will not be able to reach you any further. And I also want to sit here and say, not everyone is your friend and not everyone is meant to come along on the journey. And I would suggest you to cry about it now, that some of your friends, some of your peers, some people that are in your life are not going to be right beside you. And I'm going to sit here and tell y'all to lock in and do not tell them, just show them. And I also want to sit here and say that there are people that can sense your level up. So again, this is why I sit here and say, keep it between you and God, the universe, whoever you believe in. Definitely write it in a journal, like your manifestation journal. And like I said, keep it between you and God, because the more and more people have access to your goals and your plans, sadly, you know, some people going to seem like they are your friends and you might have started at the same level and the same journey and all that and more, but once you start to change path and steer in a different direction, I just want to make it clear to you, they can feel some type of way. And you don't have to be mean to them or anything, but just understand, it's like, listen, I have to love them from a distance. I can't have them in my circle right now, or whatever the case. As we grow apart from things, we go down other paths, and that's okay. That's why I say that go ahead and cry about it now. Go ahead and let those tears out now, because when you do start to get to the place where you want to be, you will be surrounded by people that are just like you, that are in the same place as you, in the same mindset of you, instead of you trying to have people that you have to constantly explain yourself to and whatever, because it gets exhausting. What was your favorite tip in this video? What really resonated with you, and what did you need to hear from this video? Okay, leave it in the comments down below. I love you goddesses, and I will check y'all in the next video.